It's nighttime now. Yeah, it's 7:11. This. I needed to wash my hair today. I washed it the day before yesterday. But it's too cold. Don't want to. I don't even know where we left off. What happened was my fascia called. I rarely ever get calls. Phone calls. I was like, bam, boop, she gone. So, I don't even know. Should we start over? Ow, now. I'll just show you what's in the box, I guess. I'll just show you. Okay, I don't even know. I left the bathroom light on. The bathroom's right there. Isn't he cute? He's cute. He's unmarked, but he's adorable. Is that a poodle? Like a flat-haired poodle? Like my hair right now? And these are just whatever. I'm so unenthusiastic. I just didn't want to leave it hanging. And it's Friday night, and I probably won't do a video. Yeah, there's a missing rhinestone. It's a big monster. There's a tiny missing rhinestone. I don't remember if there are any loose ones or not. Lucidity. A weird looking, I'm guessing, Dolce & Gabbana ring. I don't know. I don't know if D&G puts their shit sideways like that. Like way over, offset. Is it a thing? Or is like, I mean, I know Dolce & Gabbana, but I don't know how they set their logo. I might just keep that one. I don't know. I really like this set. Again, not marked. There's a brooch. Real heavy. Real like Etruscan. And it has matching earrings. It's like quasi door knockers. They're not really door knockers, but they're kind of door knocker-esque. I think I have to fix that though. It's not actually verdigris, so no, never mind. Can't fix it. It's just the tarnished metal. It's the tarnished metal. So I don't have to fix it. I just have to show it if I sell it. Disclose it. I don't think this was missing any. Pretty. Huh. God's a little joke. He knows I hate brooches, so I get a big brooch lot. Yep. Yeah, that's what happens. I love this one, though. It's a JJ. It's just so, like, I don't know if this was early 2000s. It's got some age to it, so I don't think they thought this was hip, slick, and cool, you know, a year ago. But I think it's funny and retro. Retro. And this pretty little horse with, I forget the name of the coating when it's shiny. Not liking the way I look. I don't care. I've lost the will to live. Little donkey. So cute. He's a cute little donkey. I wish I could make it. Close it up. This one's really pretty. Again, unmarked. They're all unmarked. It's not a pin pendant though. Which way does it go? Oh, I guess. I guess it goes that way. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, right? Doesn't it go that way? Yeah, you wouldn't want that upside down. It's really pretty. I love it. It's purpley. And I like this little cowgirl party. Yeehaw. I mean, you know, who doesn't like a little rhinestone on a little cowboy hat? I think that's it in here. Just a Disney. Is there a newer cat after Aristocats? Aristocats? She's funny. She's funny. Oh, a little guitar. Depends if you're left or right-handed. I can't say because there's no real. Yeah. And then there's 3 little pairs of glasses. I think 2 are the same size. They're cute. I don't know. Would you wear it? No, you probably wouldn't wear them all at once. Little teenies. Look at that. Little AB crystals. My nose has been running today. It's so weird. Okay, this one's missing an AB. Is this one missing? No, this one's not missing an AB. So it's a little bigger. And there's one exactly the same size that's missing an AB. Are they cute? Oh, I think they're cute. Cute, cute, cute. spider who sat down beside her. Oh, and a big tiger ring I think I was wearing, so I put him over here. A big stretch. And he fine. I like him. He going right back over there. Over there. Okay. Oh, I just got paranoid. I'm like, do I have on my headphones? Like PTSD with these headphones, man. This is a pretty little hair clip. A pony, like on the top of your head? How you gonna put that in your hair? Well, right? So you don't want it. It's not like a barrette. You put some hair in there. Put some hair in there. I think that's it in the little pile. I really love these. They're really made well. Or they just feel really. And the earrings. They're stealthy. Etruscan sort of style. Anything else good? Damn, a little bit of sterling in my life, but solo earrings, unfortunately, because they're all kind of pretty. A little tie turquoise filigree. These are the solos and the dolos, and then just a little turquoise, another turquoise, and then these. I love this style. Well, it's got Marcus Heights. Who knew? Little dragonfly. Oh, got a new subscriber. Welcome. Welcome. Just a pierced. Yeah, I didn't see any. Didn't see, and then another solo sterling. And then this, I haven't been able to get the chain untangled there. I don't have my boobs in. Sorry, because I took a shower and put my yummies on. Should have wiped my nose. Well, it's not really running down my face. It's just randomly. I was talking to my mom earlier and it just started running. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, well, here's the pendant part. It's cool. It might be one of those. No, it's not an emoline. I don't think it's an emoline. But the back makes me think it's an amelina. Sterling. That's cute. Sweet. Sweet and cute. Fossil. Some kind of fossil is an Amolini. Amolini. This is just a modern. I think it's solo. I'm just grabbing shit right now. God, I look like I'm bald. What's happening? Maybe I showed you stuff in here that I don't know what I showed you guys. Yeah, I did. Yep, I showed you stuff in there. This big, ugly, broken thing. I don't know why I put it back in. It's not even worthy of harvesting those rhinestones because they're ugly. They're little and they're ugly. This is like a take on Betsy Johnson. Didn't I have her ring on in the last video? I think I did. This one's red and it's not Betsy. The difference in the weight and stuff. I gotta put Betsy back in Betsy box, but yeah. Yeah, I guess I didn't I went through this, but I didn't put shit no, you need to go. Or maybe I just thought most of this needs to go. I don't know. I'm cranky. I'm not really cranky. I'm just flatlined. Do you ever just get flatlined? I don't know why this. Well, that's. I look like. Who's that? Is it a comedian? Nah, never mind. I remember Carrot Top came into Cafe Figaro, and that was when he was really popular. I don't know that he's never not been popular, but that was at the height of his popularity. And, made me think of hair with his crazy red hair. Oh, I should have put that in the like pile. Little saddle pin. Yeah, that's what made me think of the Carrot Tip. He's a kooky guy. I don't mind a gloss ring. It's a little tight. I wonder what size it is. 5 3/4. No, that's a 6. Maybe because it's so wide. I mean, it fits, but it feels snug as a bug in a rug. Here I am. I was watching something today with Pierce Brosnan. Brosnan, not Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan. And so back in the day, in the 80s, he had a show called Remington Steele. I used to watch it every week. Like religion, really. And I had kind of a little crush on him. I mean, I'm sure I wasn't alone. Like, really? You thought he was cute? No, I'm sure every woman thought he was. Anyways, it was a cute show. So fast forward a couple of years, I don't know, still in the 80s. Actually, he might have still been doing the show. Probably was. So I told you I was my boyfriend for 5 years, Tommy. His mom was an actress. His dad was an executive producer. George Pappas is his name. Sweet man. I think he's since passed. And so did Anna Navarro. If you Google her, she had lots of roles in like Gunsmoke and I know, too early for you guys. But I think her curse was that she looked so much like Natalie Wood. And they were from the same period. I mean, she could have kind of doubled for her. Anyways, she's another story. What am I saying? A little Paris pin. That's cute. Damn it. Oh, Pierce. So, George was doing a film. No, he's cute with his little Google eye. Was doing a film with Pierce Brosnan. I'm getting to it. Called Nomads. Such an indie, a super indie, but I believe it was Pierce's first film, and it was also the director of one John McTiernan, also his first film. Now he's later went on after that. He got like Die Hard and Terminator. I mean, just all these. He's like a blockbustery dude now. But, anyways, he was an indie. He was a writer. John was a writer only. And he got this chance for his first directorial debut thing. Am I getting to my story? I am. So Pierce was the lead. And the gal that was the co-lead, whatever, co-star, was, I think she was Italian. Not known here, and I don't know her since. Like, I don't think she went on to do anything. But, why do I care about that? Well, that's a little bit later. Excuse me. So we go one day to the set. And this day they were filming at a restaurant in LA, a defunct restaurant. What are you showing me, Kimberly? God dang it. Can't look at it right now, and I won't know what it is. Something juicy, no doubt. Juicy, literally. Juicy couture. Anyways, I get sidetracked so very easily. I think these are some kind of stone. It's not, what do you call that? It's not halite. So we're at it. We go to visit. George is on set because he's the executive producer, and, John's the director. And I think we knew John. John used to come to the house and stuff. And so we knew John McTiernan. And in fact, one time we had to pick him up. He used to drive a Volkswagen Thing. I don't know if you guys remember those. They're cool now, I guess, if you can get them. And they were sort of cool then. But his was like, he was poor. He was a writer, an unsuccessful writer. And we once had to rescue him, me and Tommy, because he broke down. And anyways, so I think we kind of knew him at that point. We'd kind of hung already. So he asked us if we wanted to be in the movie, like extras. We're like, okay, this really isn't the Pierce Brosnan part. Okay, so I get to Pierce. So I don't know which came first, but anyway, so we're doing the extra thing, and the scene is, I don't even know, but they're coming in to do something, and we're sitting there, and not just us. There's paid extras there. Hey, he got us for free. Anyways, he probably needed us. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it was so much like, oh, do you want to be an extra? As I'm like, well, do you want to be an extra? Because there's some empty seats, and I like those seats, that booth to be filled with somebody. So he rolls cut. No, he rolls whatever. He says action and all that. So, and he probably gave us some direction or whatever. Like, just, pretend you're whatever, just talking and carrying on. And so then, they brought the waitress, brought us a burger and fries, and I guess I'm hungry. So I just started it, like a proper, so I'm eating it and I hear cut. And John's like, Gina, what? He's like, you're not supposed to eat the food. You're not supposed to eat the food. It's a prop. Well, fucking shitballs. How am I supposed to know? I've never been an extra before, except I was an extra in the Blues Brothers movie. But that was a big scene crowd. That's another day. That was fun. That took, like a maybe 2-minute scene, took 12 hours. That was fun. I was definitely younger. I was only like 16 or 17 when I did that. And I would have been like 21 or so during the John McTiernan film. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't mortified or anything, but I was like, well, what do you mean? Why'd you give me, why would you give us food and tell us not to eat it? So I guess for continuity, whatever. So they had to stop and just wait while the chef, the kitchen, the kitchen worked, but it wasn't, I believe it was a closed down restaurant. So they brought the food in or whatever. So everybody waited while they made Gina some more food not to eat. I just always remember that. I wasn't mortified, embarrassed. It wasn't anything like that. Because like I said, we kind of, we were friends with John, and my boyfriend's father was executive producer. So it wasn't like I was an extra, like, getting paid and like, oh my God, I want to get another job. So anyway. And he was still, he was really nice about it. PE something. I think there's only one. I just saw a name, so I thought I'd look. So we ended up getting the scene done. He ended up getting the scene filmed and whatever. But Casey, it's cute. Very cute. Very autumn. Yeah, so if you're ever doing a movie where it has food, don't eat it. And this was a so low budget film, you know what I mean? This is like, because like I said, I had been on the Blues Brothers set with, God, what's that director's name? I think he has to do with Star Wars. Anyways, he was like, he had to control a crowd of like, I don't know how many, 1,000 of us at least. There was a lot of us. Like the front rows to the back rows to the medium row, like how to tell everybody what to do and when. Crazy kind of shit, right? Well, that was a big budget. Anyways, this little podunk restaurant for this Nomads film, even though John McTiernan would later go on to be a huge director, and Pierce was already a TV star. It was, it was low budget. So either before or after that scene, and we were done, I go to the bathroom and I come out, and I hadn't seen Pierce, so maybe this was before. And there's Piers and Tommy and George, Tommy's dad, with Piers, and they're like, here she is. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, here she is. No. So they were just telling Piers, like, or maybe Tommy, probably George wasn't, probably Tommy. It was like, oh my God, she loves you. And I'm just like mortified. I was mortified. And so Piers, by the way, I don't know, I'd watched him still for a couple of years at least. And I just thought he was going to be this little slight, sort of 5'10", little thin guy. This fucker was a towering beast. I mean, he had to be 6'1" or 2. And he was like broad and just like, he looked just a giant. And it wasn't because I had a crush on him. He literally was like, oh my God. Because you meet other people in real life and you think they're going to be a lot taller and then they're a lot shorter. But this was the opposite. So I got through that mortification. And that's that story. And he couldn't have been more charming. Oh, and so there's more. not to my story, but so Piers in the coaster, this Italian slut, I just say it because Piers, to his credit, this is when he was still with his first wife, who he was madly in love with. She tried to, I get all the inside scoop from George. She tried to like start in a like try to hit on Piers like endlessly throughout the whole film in a personal way. She ended up being with John, the director, which is fine. He was single. She was single, but Piers wasn't single, and she was a lovely lady and young, young and pretty, whatever. She's probably older than me, but I was really young. But to his credit, no, 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 ho, no. Go away, Angelina Jolie. Homewrecker. Anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much the end of that story. I just thought, well, and he he hasn't done anything for me in like the last 30 years. Like, I think he's a handsome man. And I always remember that whole thing with that whole movie. And I think he's a good man, too. And I remember his wife died and it was horrible. And I think he's happily married again for many years. But a lot over that story. And the Blues Brothers, should I tell that? That wasn't much to tell. You know how we got on the Blues Brothers set? Not set. What set? 16 or 17. We called into like KLOS. It's a local, I think it's local, big radio station. And we won tickets to be extras in the Blues Brothers movie. Me and my friend Zareda. Maybe Tracy and Zareda and me. That's what I think. I know it was Zareda, but she had a sister Tracy. And we drove up there. It was fun. There was like, the trucks where you get to eat. Like we had little, whatever. And we got paid, by the way. Yes, we did. You can't, I guess it's illegal, except for John McTiernan on, put me in the movie, or put me and Tommy in, but you can't just, have free labor normally. And so we got paid back then. It was like $70, which was ass ton of money, even though it was like a 10 to 12 hour day. It was still like, wow. So we ate it. I can't think of the trailer's name now. You guys know it. Just not commissary, but catering. That's something. Didn't matter. And it was a long day, but we were so young. Do you know what I mean? We were young, dumb, and full of fun. So the movie, we filmed it at the now defunct Hollywood Palladium in LA, the interiors. But if you see the movie, it's all supposed to be in Chicago. So the exterior is, I don't know what in the movie, but it's not the Hollywood Palladium. And so it was just a long day. It was a fun day. It was interesting. God, I'm just trying to think of the director's name. You probably know it. And so, yes, we got to see John Belushi, like close up, not just on stage, but they were it's a whole day for shooting one scene. Was insane to me. I just want to keep saying the director's name. Anyways, he was nice. He was very firm and very like professional, but heard that cattle like that were all of us. Like he would have to say like, okay, act super excited, don't laugh, do this, don't do that. And, some people would get nervous and laugh, and so he'd have to cut, just even if it was 2 people out of, maybe not 1,000. I don't know what the whole Palladium holds, but a lot. Let's say at least 500. And to have to direct that, and to make sure, everybody's, and I remember we had to wear vintage-looking clothing, like Hawaiian-y, something themed, because I remember we had to, like, go get the clothing. We had, like, a 2-week notice, but I think we went to thrift stores and got the clothing that would suit the whatever they asked for in the thingy that we won in KLOS. How fun is that, though? That was fun. I was never really even honestly into that movie. Not a big fan of the Blues Brothers. Not a big John Belushi fan. I know he's, was. I'm just not into the over-the-top crazy guy thing. I watched a documentary on him recently. He was really interesting. Really different than I thought, like growing up and all of that. He was forget the nationality. And he was always ashamed of it. Everyone just thought he was Italian. He's not Iranian. Fuck, something like that. And he was just, back then, of course you're going to be ashamed of that. Like, like my best friend Ginny Brown, who was half Filipino. She was like brownish, and so people, she couldn't pass. So she would always say she was an eighth Filipino. And I was like, your dad is 100% Filipino, so how are you an eighth? But that's just the way it was back then. As pretty as she was and as popular as she was, it was still like, no, I'm not. I'm all white here. You know what I mean? It was just different times. Look at that. And I think even my sister, who's half Filipina, and she's like in her 30s, so that wasn't that long ago, was ashamed of that. That's just the way that our shitty world is. Cheap ring. Looks pretty, but it's a jippy. So those are that story. I'll have to save some stories for every other time. Yeah, everybody's heard my stories in my real life. I'm just trying to say sorry if there was any missing little. There's not. There's pretty. This is all like, yeah. Mm-hmm. If these were all rings versus brooches, God, I don't know why. I just don't like brooches. I mean, it's just weird. Don't come for me, Kimberly. You brooch whore. It's not that I don't know. It's because I will never wear them. And I have some hanging. I have a little lady over there that's like, whatever. And I've got a bunch of my favorite brooches over there. I like looking at them. I can appreciate them. But I don't wear the kind of clothes. I run hot. So even in the dead of winter, I went out today in this. This is my, okay, I can go out in this if it's cold out. I can tie it around my waist if I get hot. But I'm not sticking a brooch to this. I put bracelets and rings and necklaces on today. I took them all off. I'm nudie. Oh, I thought I had a hole in my pajamas. What was my point? Oh, that I appreciate brooches. It's not like, ew, brooches. It's just, ew, brooches for me. No, thank you. No, thank you. I love this ring. I don't think it gets enough attention. I'm not even wearing my lovely ring today because fuck it. This one's really heavy though. Just a marble. It's just sterling. So I get a ring here and thither in a lot that I like and that fits me. I might get a ring that fits me that I don't like, or I might get a ring that I like that doesn't even come close to fitting me, not even with a ring sizer. That be the story of my life. We'll put the little froggy. We haven't had lizards. I was thinking about that the other day. I know it's winter now, but even before the winter, I wasn't seeing any lizards. There was a couple that I would, I'd just go out and get to my car and I'd see. There was one little baby. He's probably big now. And then there was a big one. And I'd be like, oh, hey, Lizzie, don't be scared. Because I love lizards. A couple came into the house. Chochi trapped one. Thought he didn't hurt him. We got him. We put him back out. One, I went to grab him, and I should know better. I grew up in the desert. We used to catch lizards all the time, but I went to grab his tail, and here's the tail. There goes the lizard. And I always feel bad. I know it's fine for them and whatever, but And I think he ended up hanging around. Oh, and then there was like one of those mice. Not one of those mice, but they look a little different. They're like something farm mice or something. And he was around for a while, and we'd bring him out little food, and then I gave him a little like a little house. Actually, I think we caught him in here, and then we took him out. I'm not sure, but he hung out for a while. He tried to build him a little house, and We named them at the time. Just, okay, so there is two of these earrings, whoever they are. PID. And see, this is a case where there's two earrings. One is signed, one is not. I'm going to figure out who it is. Ralph Lauren. Well, I guess I can't hold still. Like, it's hard. P-E-P? No. I don't even know if that's a P. P-R. I hate when they have the little copyright thing there because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 letters. No idea. No idea, you guys. None's your business. Nope. None. I mean, I'm trying to see how. Yeah, they're sellable. They're vintage, but they're not beat to sheet. And I like a two-tone bone. Yep, two-tone bone. Shitty. Oh, shitty. Oh, and then when I worked at Cafe Figaro, yeah, I'm just never going to stop. Back then in the 90s, you know, there was no TMZ. There was no internet. There's none of that, kids. None of that. God, what's her name? Anyways, Charlene something? Not Theron. Not an actress. Used to come in. She worked at Star Magazine, and she used to, you know, tell us like, because she knew we were a celebrity haunt, and she used to say she'd give us $100 for anything, like any. Not she wasn't paparazzi. She doesn't want to write a story and, you know, talk about the celebrities in the Star Magazine. At least 100 up, depending on what the story was. And I just couldn't. It just felt so slutty. It felt dirty. Other people that worked there did it. I just didn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I just thought, And all you had to do was call her up and go, okay, Shannon Doherty is a fucking see you next Tuesday, and here's why. Yes, Shannon, you. And I've heard it about you in your life, like since you're not a good person. Like at all. Or, you know, like, who was a bad tipper? No. Or like Halle Berry. Like I could have said, oh my God, she was with Gerald Strawberry, clearly fighting, clearly having troubles. It's like when they were going through the divorce or whatever. I think that's who he was. And she couldn't have been nicer. Sweetest, nicest, kindest gal. Big tipper. Conversely, Marianne Williamson, and this is a Bob on videos because I've told this story, but Marianne Williamson in the late 80s had a cable access show that we used to like religiously watch, me and my bandmates, the guys that were Korean Cuban, looked Korean, culturally Cuban, Cubanos, good food. They also did kimchi though. Anyways, we had an apartment in Eagle Rock, and I don't know, it's not really an apartment. It's kind of a house. Anyhow, I just always remember that. We'd watch Marianne Williamson, like, whether it was 6, 9, 10, midnight, whatever time she came on, and she was on for a long time. Like, long time years and long time hours. And we just thought she was just the shit. She's so charismatic, right? And she still is, and it's fine. You don't have to be, you can not practice what you preach. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. I mean, it's great if you can. It's great if you can preach not being an asshole and then actually don't be an asshole. But, you know, not everybody can do that all the time. I don't expect that. So she wasn't, you know, she wasn't horrifying. She was just a bitch. What's up? She wasn't nice. I don't even remember what her tip was, because if you're just a bit, she wasn't like a Shannon Doherty. Shannon Doherty was other level. Like, she might as well just spit on me. Like that. Whereas Marianne Williamson was just kind of real snippy and short and a little condescending. Well, a lot condescending. You know, I was beneath her, for sure. as her server and her servant. So yeah, but not Halle Berry. Not even sort of a little bit. And I could, and not many other people. I'm just trying to, and then the other one that was not good, but she has, so Halle Berry had an excuse. They were clear, there was so much tension at that table between her and I think it was Darryl Strawberry that she was then married to, that you could cut it with a knife. But as soon as I walked up, she was just, not fake either, just kind, just a good soul, Miss Halle Berry. But then there was Peg Bundy. Yeah, I don't remember her real name. Anyways, she was really not nice. Bad energy coming from her. Not super condescending, just, But I later found out she just had a miscarriage and maybe not her first. So I forgive that. You know what I mean? Like, we all have bad days. But I could tell with Marianne Williamson, that wasn't a bad day. That was how she treats people that are beneath her. And me not like you that. And Malcolm Jamal Warner. I probably told this story too. These are just ones that come into mind. Not, he wasn't bad, good, or otherwise. This isn't a super nice, super asshole situation. This is, I'm an asshole. He came in, I don't know, it was kind of busy. Maybe it wasn't kind of busy. Yes, it was kind of busy. Late afternoon, but still, we were kind of always busy. We had some lulls. He made a point of saying, he's got to be somewhere. So kind of, meanwhile, he wanted a turkey burger well done. So there's that. Turkey burger well done. You gotta, you can't have a medium rare turkey burger. I don't even remember the sequence of events, but I ordered it, but I ordered a fucking hamburger for steak number one. He's probably eaten the turkey burger. Maybe he was on a diet and he thought that was but maybe he was also a vegetarian. I don't think he told me. Or whatever it is that you don't eat red meat. A weirdo. Just kidding. AKA a weirdo. No, I'm kidding. Some people don't like meat. Oh, I like meat. I like meat. Lots of meat. And that's not even a sexual innuendo. I just like meat. Oh, I don't eat it all the time, though. So the second time, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And so I went back. Okay, yeah. Finally got him his well-done turkey burger. Brought it. It wasn't well done enough for him. Brought it back. Now, this is a long time has gone. Cooking all that. The first burger was well done. It was a burger, though. And so then I go back to have him, cook the turkey burger more. And I'm coming back and I'm getting something from the bus station. And boop, turkey burger hits the ground. And by that time, it was more than 5 seconds because I was like, oh, fuck. Like any other situation, I would have just not done what I did, which is pick it back up, put it on the bun, and say a little prayer that he didn't get cooties. You know that open grating in the bus station? It's nasty. But I just couldn't. I couldn't go back to him a third time. I just couldn't do it, and he was in a hurry. And it wasn't even about the tip. Because by that time I'd sort of ripped my tip right off anyways. I just couldn't face him. So I just brought him his dirty burger. He ate it. At least I wasn't, like the manager who would put Visine in people's food who pissed her off. And then they'd have the shits for 24 hours. I never did anything like that. I knew waiters that spit in people's food. Fucking nasty. As bad as people were to me, as whatever. You know what? It never even occurred to me. Oh, I wish it did. Like with Shannon Doherty, it never even occurred to me to do something like that. Who does that? People that I worked with did that. So I'm always really, I don't go to restaurants anymore, but I always tell my husband eating fast food, be nice. Pizza, be nice. Because if you're not nice, you don't know what's going to happen. For reals. I'm not even being exaggerating. Because it wasn't only the manager, it was a couple of different waiters that did. I'd rather have Visine than someone spit in my food. I'd rather have the shits for 24 hours than know that somebody spit in my food. Fuck. Okay, well that's 40 minutes. Cafe Figaro. It was a cool place. I loved that place. They filmed, if you want to see what it looked like, 2 movies, 3 maybe, but the one that I was there for, Jerry Maguire, when he's getting fired by Jay Moore in the restaurant they go to, kind of in the beginning of the film, I believe. The only thing they did differently is they put tablecloths on and hung some like fighter or sports pictures on the wall. But other than that, it looks just like that's what it looked like. Yeah, back then I didn't know. Tom Cruise walked by and he's like, "Hey there, Tom." Speaking of, you think they're big and tall or whatever, and then you see them and they're like, "Oh, down there, he down there." Anyways, that was fun. It was fun. It was all fun. It was a fun place. Bunch of misfits and drinkers and the staff, I mean. Just cuckoo. It's a cuckoo crazy. Trying to see if I need to fill my vape because I don't want to burn it. This is about jewelry. Well, I think I showed you everything. Oh, I do. Because I'm looking over here, and I'm pretty sure I know you did, because I'll show you just in case. Well, okay. I'm like, maybe I didn't show. No, I showed you this. I remember it. This might be before the phone call came. Yeah, this is all stuff that was in 12 minutes, and there was 2 of these. Don't know what they are, but I still like them. I mean, I guess they just intended to have them. They got this had to be buttons. Some fantastic buttons. I think if I was going to sell them, I'd probably sell them as 2 buttons, right? Because you could use those like lapel buttons or whatever, rather than whatever the heck this is. Even though this separately is really nice too. So it's a quandary. It's a quandary. Okay. Yeah, this not very good. I've got a few more lots not coming in anytime soon. I feel like I just started hollering. Sorry about the hollering. Hey, I'm just distracted. I'm not even distracted. I don't know what I am. Yeah, I had bleached. I got bleached like a couple months ago. I'm like, yeah. And I didn't bother to tone it, as you can tell. I know about bleaching and toning and all that shit from not just going to beauty school, but having a mom that was in the beauty business all my life and all those hairdressers. And I used to have one, Joe, R.I.P. So many of my old friends did actually pass from AIDS, but he used to do 80 volume peroxide. For any of you that bleach your hair, 20 volume. Sometimes they'll go 40. He used to use 80. Just to get my roots, not because it needed it, but it was quick, and we just decided, do that. And I had stealthy hair, and it wasn't in fear, in danger of like breaking off or anything. And he was just doing my roots when he did the 80 volume. Well, the rest of my hair was already blonde, bleach blonde back then. That was back in the days. I think I was in Carnival of Souls. That was a band in the early 80s, like 80 to 83. I think that's when we were rocking and rolling. My point is, you can see the ends. I trimmed them so they look a little better, but they were looking really like oof. Remember I said I cut my hair. Yeah. So a proper person would have toned it just to take the brassiness off, but don't give a shit. I honestly don't care. I don't care. Because I don't have, you know what I mean? All right. Well, I think I'm going to go. I think I'm done boring you. I'm boring myself. And yeah, that's it. I showed you a little bit of sterling. I showed you some rings that were not great. This, it's just bleh. I mean, it's aspires. It's a Victorian style, but it just feels so. I guess it's the color. If that was blue, green, red, purple, anything but whatever that is, beige, peachy beige, that's what hurts my feelings. I could even, and they're all peachy colored. Do you guys like peach color? Does anybody like peach color? mean, if somebody must, they make it. Oh, look at, there's a half-eaten pizza. Pizza, speaking of spitting on your pizza. Well, there's a bite out of it, and there's also a chip out of it. Yeah. And I get paranoid of, again, we hardly ever eat fast food or eat out or even pizza. But I get paranoid even if you're not mean. I don't trust people. And that nothing to do with COVID. I mean, that's even worse. But I think if you've worked in the restaurant industry for any length of time, then you're kind of like, or maybe it's just an LA thing. I don't know. But it was kind of like a thing. And I worked at Figaro for 5 years. So people came, people went, what have you. And, I mean, staff. Not a lot, though, honestly. No, I mean, there wasn't a huge turnover. And we usually hired from within. So I don't remember how Rose got hired. I'll have to think back on that one. Because she didn't know anybody from within. And, you know, she wasn't Rose McGowan then. She was just dipshit Rose. I don't think she might. If she knows me. Like if she, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where she used to come to all my shows, all my gigs with my band, and we kind of dated the same guy for a while. It was a whole thing. She used to dress like me, like single white female. One of my friends called her out. I'm like, Rose, why are you dressed exactly like Gina? It's weird. I felt bad for her. She was younger. She was at least 7 years younger than me. And, you know, flattery, form of imitation or whatever, right? It was a little weird, but I didn't feel like single white female by her. I just felt like more like I'm her big sister kind of thing. Oh, yeah, well, and she never did. She never did any of that. My friends, Ed, Gigi, Rose, I had more friends. The managers, none of those. The female manager, Pam, she was the spitter, the Visiner. And I guess maybe like that trickled down. I don't know. But anyways, it was not like all the staff. It was like 20%, I would say, that would do that kind of thing. But that's 1999% more, or too much. Like it should be 0%. Now I'm thinking, as I'm telling the story, I'm like, you guys probably worked in restaurants. You're like, heck, we didn't do that. We didn't have anybody that did that. I don't know. I only know my experience. So, I mean, I'm sure it's pretty common for somebody to drop a burger like I did and go, shit. Pick it up. 5-second rule. No, it's 20 seconds because I had to, I was like, do I pick it up? Do I leave it? What do I do? Anyways, forgive me, Malcolm Jamal. Didn't seem to have any harmful effect upon you. No, it didn't. Okay, I'm going to go, and I'm sorry this wasn't more about jewelry, because this is ostensibly a jewelry channel. I'm not going to get started on my jowls. My grandmother had jowls. My maternal grandmother had jowly jowls. See, jowls. Like my sister had my dad's sort of aging where it's more fine wrinkles. Okay. All right, you guys, if you're new, it's not always like this. I mean, it could be, but it's, you know, not for sure in jewelry, maybe, hopefully. More jewelry. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're not. Keep on keeping on. You're going to have days where you're flatlined. They don't last. Thank the good Lord. I just learned to accept like it's all. If I'm sad, well, let me just ride this sad wave. If I'm just in anger mode, same thing. I try not to stay in anger mode too long. I try to do something to change my little mind about it. Because really, that's all it is. You can switch your thought. I can think, oh, my husband's such a fucking asshole too. Oh, but what about when he does this? And what about how he does that? It's a nice thing. So it's all right up in here. But this is like a dangerous place. It's a dangerous place, especially if you're neurotic. My lipstick is almost completely worn off. I think I'm going to go feed my cat, maybe feed myself. I feel like, okay, here's what I was going to say. Is the camera over there? Where am I supposed to look? I'm always looking at the record button. I don't know where the camera is. Oh, well, I'm never going to do a video like that. Now, am I looking at you? I'm just doing a test. Because I'm looking over. See, to me, I'm looking at you this way. But the camera's over there. Okay, this is my life. Welcome to it. Thanks for showing up.